Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome to a new HTML tutorial. Haven't done one of these for a while, so yeah, I just haven't done one for a while. So in Komodo Edit 8, as usual, I've set it to dark theme because dark looks cool. I don't know. I've set it to this, so we're going to start off today with forms. So we've done our HTML tutorial page, and we want to save this somewhere on your computer. So I'm going to save it in my XAMPP install. I'll be going through what XAMPP is in a future video when I come to I will be doing some XAMPP videos and PHP videos in the future, but for now we're just doing HTML. So now we've got our HTML here set up. We're going to open the page in Chrome, and as you can see, we've got a link to it here, and that's it. We're done. Right, page setup. Let's start the tutorial. So what is a HTML form? A HTML form is essentially where the user can input data, and then when they click the submit button, that data is sent to the server, and then on the server, on the back end, it's processed somehow, whether it be with Django and Python or with a PHP file or something. We're not going to worry about that. All we're going to worry about is creating the actual form itself. So all forms must be wrapped in the form tag, regardless of what way you slice it. That has to be done wrapped in the form tag. And so if we look at that in this, as you can see, it doesn't do anything. But if we go to our inspector, I just attach that. There we go. And in the body you can see we have our form. That's required. You have to have a form tag, and that's my recording software. Anyway, so we have our form tag. So what's the first thing we can put into a form? Well, we can put in a field, an input field. So we'll do that. We'll put in an input. Input. So now we need to put in a few attributes to tell the browser what type of input this is, because there's a lot of different inputs. So we're going to say type equals text. So put type equals text, and we'll see what that does. Ta-da! Text field. Boom. If we inspect the element, we are input type equals text. Boom. Very easy. So type equals text. So let's make a button. Input type equals button, and then value, I think it is. Okay, and that's the text on the button. So now we've got a standard button. And we have the button now. So, oops, yeah, I'm all over the place. So, there's a couple of other input types we can cover. We have input, type, and we can have what's called password. And when we have this, and we refresh it, we can see that it does the dots thing when you type in a password. Now please note, this is not any measure of security or encryption or anything like that. This literally just means that, so if we select it, it doesn't say anything about it, but literally this means that the person who's typing in, someone else looking over their shoulder, they can't see their password. That's the only difference between that and this. It's still a text-based input. Other input types, you can actually have buttons. Button, and you have just a button. Generally buttons just have a submit value, or there's a button there. How do I do this again? Put the OK text in there, I believe. Yeah, that's how our button works. I'm mixing up buttons and inputs. We can also have what's called text area. And a text area is quite literally an area where you put in text, and you can also drag it on Chrome, which is cool. So that's where you see you can put in multi-line text. These are for single line text. So they're pretty much the basics of inputs, buttons, text areas. Can't think of anything else off the top of my head, but we can have what's called input type equals, most of them are just input with a different type attribute, file, which adds a choose file button to whatever you want, which is very cool. And you can add lots of different things to these once you play around with them, but the main ones are file, password, button, and text. So in the next video we're actually going to build a form itself, and we'll do a tiny bit of CSS just to get the stuff to line up above each other. But other than that, it'll be a basic form. So I hope you enjoyed. Next video we'll very quickly do an actual form. I'll show you how to put together a form for a username, a password, and a logged in checkbox. Actually, I'll do checkboxes now. So you can have type equals checkbox. I believe that's what it is. And adds a little box you can click with your mouse to tick. So next video we'll go over labels. Yeah, we'll do labels next video, and then we'll do form building as well. So as always guys, see you next video.